Good morning, dear cadets. So we are in the chapter number 14. Study only I have started chapter number 14, water. And yesterday I taught you different forms of water and water cycle. So during teaching of water cycle, one of the important aspect I told you that in water cycle some processes are involved, and because of those processes only water is circulated between land, seas and sky. Okay, so in circulation of water some of the processes are playing very important role. These processes are evaporation, transpiration, condensation, precipitation. Okay, so 1 2 3 three process here only I will teach, and after the completion of this one, fourth process I will teach, that is the precipitation. Precipitation means raining only. Okay, so just see, so we can say the processes involved in water cycle. Here we can write the heading, processes involved in water cycle. Okay, so the first process is evaporation. Okay, process is transpiration, and the third process is condensation. Okay, so first we'll begin with the evaporation. What is evaporation? It is the process of conversion of water into its vapor form. Okay, so what is the evaporation? It is the process of conversion of water into its vapor form, that is known as evaporation. It takes place from open surface of water all the time, day and night. So evaporation is a continuous process and it takes place throughout day and night. Okay, and it always takes place at the surface of water. Okay, now just see, you might have heard about the water bodies, oceans, seas, pond, lakes, rivers, well, everywhere water is there or not. So from their surface, under the influence of sunlight, water continuously keep on evaporating. Means from their surface water continuously changing into its vapor form. And you know that sun rays carries heat also. So under the influence of that heat, continuously water is getting converted into its vapor form. So what we can say, our air is filled with water vapor because of evaporation. Okay, so it takes place continuously from oceans, rivers, lakes, well and soil. So don't think that in soil pores are there. In those soil pores water is there, and under the influence of sunlight from the soil also, from the pores of soil, water continuously evaporates. Oceans, seas, rivers, lakes, ponds and well together are known as water bodies. So what are these? Oceans, rivers, lake, pond, well, they are known as water bodies. And from these water bodies only water is continuously getting evaporated. Okay, during daytime sunlight falls on water body, and under the influence of heat of sunlight, water from these sources continuously gets converted into vapor form. Water vapor thus continuously added to air due to evaporation. So already I explained you, our air is filled with water vapor because of evaporation. Okay, one more process is there, and that is taking place in the leaves of plant. Okay, if you see carefully, leaves of plant, so there are small pores. Those pores are known as stomata. What are these? Stomata. So just see, through the pores of leaves, means through the stomata, there is a continuous loss of water, and continuous loss of water in the form of vapor. So this process is known as transpiration. So what is the transpiration? It is the process of loss of water from the leaves of the plant in the form of vapor through stomata. Okay, So transpiration is also adding water vapor to our air. Okay, so just see, we are telling na air is rich with the moisture. So air is rich with moisture because of these two processes, because they are keep on adding the water vapor to air. So all plants, let it be small or big, lost water in huge amount by it, means by transpiration process. Okay, so our air is saturated with water vapor because of these two processes. Okay, there is one more process involved in the water cycle, that is condensation. What is condensation? Condensation is opposite of evaporation. It is the process of conversion of vapor into liquid form. So just see, from the surface of water bodies, water is getting converted into vapor form. Okay, and for the evaporation some amount of heat is required, which is carried by the sunlight. And condensation is opposite. So evaporation takes place little bit at high temperature, but condensation takes place at low temperature, cooling condition. Okay, so what is the condensation? It is the process of conversion of water vapor into liquid form. Okay, so just see, for evaporation temperature is required, heat is required, and for condensation what is there? Heat is released. Okay, so you can write here, it is opposite to evaporation, and during, here you can write, during condensation heat is evolved means released. Okay, that point should also be added in condensation. Okay, so what we can say, what we can conclude here, condensation is just opposite to evaporation. Whatever amount of heat is required for evaporation, same amount of heat is released during the condensation. Okay, now in next year you will study the importance of condensation. You might have heard about the cyclone, storm. They are taking place because of these two processes only. First evaporation, then condensation. Okay, so in this way these three processes I have completed. Now next process is precipitation. But before precipitation, I would like to teach you how the clouds are formed. Okay, so for the formation of clouds, condensation is playing very important role. Okay, so just try to understand, cloud is one of the important aspect in water, means formation of cloud is one of the important process in water cycle. Okay, so just see, I will teach formation of cloud or formation of clouds. Okay, so now process of formation of cloud. Okay, just see, cloud formation is one of the important process in the water cycle process. Okay, just try to understand how the clouds are formed. Listen here, from the surface of water bodies, under the influence of sun rays, water gets evaporated. Okay, so when water gets evaporated, so water vapors are present in the air. Okay, and near the earth surface temperature is more, but as we go up high, what is there? Temperature is decreased, and water vapor being a lighter particle, they moves up. So in the upper surface, means upper air, upper sky, temperature is less. So those water vapor gets condensed. Okay, so when they condense, so they will be present in the upper atmosphere in the form of tiny water droplets. And these hanging tiny water droplets in the air is known as clouds. Okay, So just see, water gets converted into water vapor through the process of evaporation. The climate close to the earth's surface is warm. It gets cooled as goes up in the atmosphere. Water vapor being lighter rises up in the atmosphere. At the upper layer of atmosphere where the temperature is low, the vapor gets condensed into water droplets, tiny water droplets, and forms cloud. So cloud is nothing but a hanging tiny water droplets in the air. Now try to understand here. For the formation of cloud, both processes are very important. First, what is there? Water is getting converted into water vapor. Okay, so evaporation is playing role, and in the upper atmosphere where temperature is low, condensation is there, and that condensation takes place at low temperature in upper atmosphere. So for the formation of cloud, evaporation and condensation both are playing role, because as the water vapor rises up in upper atmosphere where temperature is low, those water vapor get condensed into tiny water droplets, and these tiny water droplets only, they are very very tiny droplets, they are only hanging in the air. So these tiny water droplets which are hanging in the air, they are only clouds. Okay, in this way your cloud formation is over. Now some more processes are there: precipitation, then natural calamities, and rainwater harvesting. So we'll complete tomorrow. Okay, now yesterday I have not given you the question, so today we'll include those questions also which I have completed yesterday. Okay, so write 3 different forms of water. Okay, so what are the 3 forms of water? You know, isn't it? Solid, liquid, gas. Solid is ice. Ice form of water is solid. Then vapor form of water is gaseous state. Then liquid form of water is liquid state. Okay, so these 3 things you have to write. Next question is, what is water cycle? You have to define what is water cycle. So yesterday only I taught you. Next one is, explain the following terms. Now you have to define evaporation, condensation, and transpiration. So these 3 questions you complete. Tomorrow I will complete the precipitation, then natural calamities like flood, drought, and rainwater harvesting. Okay, so in this way half of the portion of this chapter is also completed. So tomorrow remaining portion I will complete, and day after tomorrow will complete the NCERT exercise. Thank you.